Marjorie Leonidas, Managing Director for Taggstar. Why are we retail's killer app? Because the technology works. We drive increase in sales conversion for customers like Shop Direct and Argos. We're a couple years old now. The technology is real-time messaging, which delivers like audience popularity, trending. It's basically an ability to give customers a way to engage with your brand, engage with the products, understand social proof that the item is popular, that it's selling, and I'll give you some examples on how it works. But we're screaming into Black Friday. Before I go into the presentation, just to give you a little bit of background on me, come from California, imported from the States, went to Hong Kong for 12 years, was in manufacturing, so I understand kind of retail from the other end of manufacturing. And in those days, when 20 years ago, you had to have colors and what was going to be popular 2 years before the goods would hit the stores. So, I mean, how great, fast forward 2015 now, technologies like Taggstar exist, which enable retailers to start to pick up on what's trending way before they even know how to merchandise for next year. So another import from the US, Black Friday. So this has been around since I was a kid, straight after Thanksgiving, which is this Thursday. Last Thursday of every November is this big shopping day. And so I was always weaned to start the Christmas shopping period right after Thanksgiving. And now this year will be the biggest shopping day in history in the UK. Last year we supported Shop Direct on helping them through Black Friday with our technology. It was very scalable. It stayed up. But this Friday, $1 billion on retail spend, unbelievable. $5 billion forecast for this year leading up to Christmas and Boxing Day. So Tagstar's put together a little guide that you'll be able to get on our website later, which is top tips for Black Friday. One of the top tips is how do you deal with trends that they're seeing as people are buying these big offers they're putting out. In every hour, they're coming out with these offers that are, TVs and clothing that you can buy at ridiculous prices. So each hour, as new products are coming out, how do you then deal with the obsolete stock, the stock that hasn't sold, that keeps going further and further down the pages, so we can highlight the hot trending items of the day. Basically, have a look at it. Some really good ideas in there on how to help with things like basket shock, how to get customers who get to the basket finally and then decide that it's too much, and present them with some offers and some information which help them nudge them down the funnel. So Taggstar really is a product which is helping with all of these different problems that retailers face today. So how do you engage with your customers? How do you enable your customers to really fall in love with your brand when there's 5 websites in the world today that are probably taking 70% of the retail dollar? So looking at how do we help our customers to drive that little extra conversion uplift, which can really move the dial. And as I said, reduce shopping cart abandonment. This sort of basket shock is something where people are using the basket as a calculator, and they get to the end and then drop out completely. So how do they use our product to help drive those customers down that conversion funnel? So this is another phenomena that's happened. My 13-year-old daughter, it's called a chelfie. So they go into the changing room and they take their changing room selfies, and then they have to share them with 15 of their friends before they can make a buying decision. So now there was a survey done. It was in the Times and in the Daily Mail in August around. It's now taking customers, 7 people under. Sorry, it's taking double the amount of time for customers to make buying decisions now. So I think what's really important is that it's no longer that easy to get people with all this choice online to start making decisions. In fact, it's getting more difficult. So customers are overwhelmed, and they now need their friends to tell them what to buy. So basically, we're a software company. We are JavaScript. We implement over third-party websites. We're very easy to implement. We're seeing on average our customers are getting a 2.7% uplift in conversion rate. And when you are a huge company like Shop Direct doing billions of pounds in turnover, it's not insignificant. So these are the sort of messages that you might see. How many people are looking at the item? You may have seen these as you're shopping online. This Friday, you'll see them online. How many people have purchased the item? Which items are going fast? What's trending? So this is using our Taggstar trend algorithm. Review data. So a lot of people have to read through reviews and maybe get to one bad review and decide not to buy. We can aggregate the review data. Looking at maybe a price alert that the price is about to go up, maybe in travel. Upselling what other products people bought when they bought that product. A lot of my customers, we work with Thomas Cook, they say they end up giving out sort of vouchers to everybody, and so they're leaving money on the table, they're leaving margin. So how do you start to look at some segmentation and personalization to deliver the right messages to people who are visiting your site a lot but not buying, not converting, and maybe give them the promotion, but not the person that converts all the time? Low stock messages, we've all been hit with that, so you better buy now, or otherwise it's going to be gone. So think of us as a real-time messaging platform which enables you to engage better with your customers and drive that conversion rate that everybody's fighting for. So just to give you some examples how it looks in real life. So this is real-time. Actually, nope, not online right here, sorry. Didn't have time to get online. So basically, if you go onto Argos, I was looking at this TV this morning just to see how it was all working. So there was 85 people looking at this at 11:30 this morning, and 79 people had purchased the item because they're doing huge promotions right now. Hold on one sec. This is a case study with Shop Direct Group. We, in a 3-month period, did an A/B test with them where we saw a 2.7% increase in sales conversion. Over a 3-month period, that converted to approximately 14 million pounds in uplift in revenue. Pretty amazing. And the story here really is the small guy, Taggstar, working with these big retailers because we're going to be quicker and faster and trying to understand machine learnings and understand what the technology is doing to help and optimize their business. This was a Black Friday homepage for Shop Direct last year. They had a real-time counter at the top to say how many people were shopping at that particular moment. So again, really driving home that social proof that everybody's buying and starting to highlight trends. This year, you'll see our Taggstar iconography on the homepage showing people what's trending, like this hot flame here. We can also bring in if somebody's navigating away from the page, we can bring in other trending items to keep them from bouncing. So when you look at a customer coming through from a paid ad from Google Ads and you're spending a lot of money for that ad, there's an opportunity to keep that customer on site and convert and inject some social proof marketing from Twitter feeds as well. So we're now moving into segmentation and personalization, which is huge on every e-commerce director's agenda right now. This is where you're looking at Jane, she comes a lot. She just wants to buy what's trending. So you might just present to her a message, which is, this item is going fast. Whereas Joanne, she prefers to look at other review data all the time. So maybe you'll present a message to her that says that 95% of people have rated this item 5 stars. You can take our API and use it for Google Ads inclusion. Display ads as well. So if you look at, we're working with a partner right now in the display ad space where you can look at third-party data in terms of location and weather. And you can look at also injecting first-party social proof messaging from Taggstar, which really then starts to personalize the message. Just another case study with another unnamed partner. This is just showing we do our A/B testing. We have a dashboard which enables the customers to create these experiments and continue to optimize. In this particular case, this customer in a 3-month period, we uplifted 55,000 more widgets, 1.8 million in uplift in revenue. And that's it. That's Taggstar. We have a 1-month free trial for anybody who's interested. Just come and talk to me on the break. Thank you. Any questions? Okay. That goes so fast, 10 minutes. Okay.
Thank you very much. That's a great presentation. It said right at the bottom there at the end, mobile in-app integration to come.
Yeah. So we have an API for a mobile app, for a native app.
Okay. So does that mean that it can work right now on a native app?
Yes. Yep. We have the API available now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I guess the other thing I kind of wanted to ask about. I mean, it seems like a really great idea, kind of having like little things pop up to give you that social proof. I mean, are you going to just does that end up just driving people towards more popular items?
Good question.
Or is there a kind of discovery element in there as well?
So part of the smarts behind Taggstar is that we don't do 100% messaging on everything. If there is no social proof, we will not present a message. The customers can set the thresholds in terms of what they deem to be popular. So if selling 10 items in their particular world means that's not that popular, then we won't display a message. So you can set the thresholds. It's a policy-based platform.
Okay. Thank you. Right, questions over here.
I really love, I love this. I love the algorithmic social proof. I think it's really smart. And I think people are motivated by different things, you know, the scarcity, the real-time data. I think that's very interesting. However, as a creative and also as an avid shopper, I found a lot of the implementation of Taggstar that you show to be information overload. So how do you kind of protect retailers from themselves? Yes, it's helpful to have more information, but where do you draw the line? You know, I saw that you had the weather feed as well as how many people were looking at it, and you know, it seemed overpowering to the point at which consumers could turn off and find it a real turn off to have that much information displayed.
So I think, first of all, if I showed it to you in real life, it comes up very subtly and they just disappear, and you can set that frequency and how long they appear. Sometimes they can be static and sometimes they can just sort of float in and float out. We work with Shop Direct for a couple of years. They've got an award-winning UX lab, and they've done a lot of experimentation, both with customers and with sort of looking at what actually converts and what works. And they find that, you know, they sort of play around with how the messages, the message balloons are presented. When you were looking at the display ads, I suppose if I look at the example of an ad that I had served to me from looking at a blue kettle, I kept getting, a blue kettle was following me around for a week. And, you know, you really start, I mean, you hate that kind of, you know, that thing that you looked at that you really didn't want to buy, and then it keeps following you around. So what we're trying to do is really build up a profile that customers, we know that they've maybe put this in their basket. We understand a little bit more about who that customer is and their behavior so that we can present the right messages at the right time. So display ads being a little bit more personalized rather than the blue kettle just following me around.
Okay, Bindi?
So it strikes me that you're at the point in your business where scaling up is key. So
Yeah.
two questions around that. Number one, how quickly and how easy is it to integrate your technology into the e-commerce retailers that you're working with? And then the secondary one is, what are your channels to market? Are you just going direct to the retailers and e-commerce? Are you going through agencies? Love to understand what you're going to do to really get to the next level.
Okay, so in order to implement the JavaScript, we do support all tag management layers for the data layer, Telium, Adobe, Google. So that's been our strategy, is to make sure we implement the technology easily over known tag management platforms. Unfortunately, in the real world, a lot of large websites, legacy websites, even the biggest companies in the UK, it is a bit of a mess underneath there. So sometimes we will do a hand onboarding service, so a kind of a concierge onboarding of our technology. Usually takes a couple of days for us, and then we go into a QA period where the customer will have to validate the data with us in a silent mode. So I would say probably on average it's around a 2-week process end to end. In terms of scaling and going to market, we're partnering with both ad agencies and other companies like Telium is a partner of ours who is a tag management layer, and we're in their marketplace. And so they've got 1,800 customers, retailers across the world that are using their technology. So we want to go through partners as well as going direct. I mean, going direct when you're young is important because you need the use case and you need that testimonial.
And then sort of final supplementary question is, how are you funded? So you seed, VC?
Yeah, so VC, Ariadne Capital is one of our main investors. We've got a lot of private investors, including Stuart Rose, who is ex-CEO of Marks & Spencer's. We are on Funding Tree. We're going through another interim round at the moment. So yeah, we're looking for further investment to help us to scale globally. And we are already out of the UK. We are delivering in Asia right now and in North America. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay.